Howdy and welcome to the Mighty Mo Chuck channel. I'm Chuck. I've been listening to Destiny on YouTube. As you may know, he's been banned from Twitter. He was also banned from, not banned, but suspended from Twitch. Somebody else I listened to has recently been suspended from YouTube, so they've had to go over to Twitch to do the streaming. They can still do their regular videos on YouTube, but they can't do the streaming until October sometimes, so they've had to go over to Twitch. And with them, you know, they're not political. They don't say anything out of the way. They're laid back. They're uplifting. But they tried to do a giveaway program, and apparently the YouTube gods didn't like it. Don't give away stuff on your channel, man. Other people do it, so I don't know if that was the reason or not. I really don't know. But anyway, I was listening to Destiny, and he was debating somebody called Garth, I think was his name, is his name. I don't guess his name's changed. About the debate whether God exists or not. You know, Destiny, you know, presents himself as an atheist. I think. I hope I haven't got that wrong. And Garth presents him as someone who believes in the Christian God. You know, not God, but the Christian God, the Christian concept of God. And when I was little bitty thing. I tend to be on the quiet side, so people really didn't pay attention that I was hanging around, you know. Well, that is when I wasn't cussing like a sailor. That's a different subject. But when I was on the quiet side, you know, I just lurk around and listen to people. So then a preacher come to visit my grandmother, and I just kind of sat off and I listened to him talk. Now, I understand my grandmother was a Christian woman. She went to a Christian church. She's a Baptist. She's also a witch. I don't mean with a B. I mean she was a good woman, but she knew how to do stuff. And so the preacher was like, you know, you don't do stuff. And my grandmother was like, but I'm helping people. You know, you don't do stuff. I was helping people. And the one way that my grandmother actually worked some of her things is she would use prayer from the Bible. The so-called magic spell was actually a prayer from the Bible. And so in listening to, then she tried to explain, it's forbidden to reveal too much, but she tried to explain, you know, this comes from God. This is from the Bible. And he said the preacher said he didn't care. You know, you don't do that. And my grandmother, it comes from the Bible. It doesn't matter. You don't do that. And so anyway, listening to that conversation, I realized that the preacher, the so-called Christian preacher, this Baptist preacher, he didn't really believe what he was preaching. He didn't really believe in God. He didn't really believe in the power of prayer. Or magic, if you want to call it magic. He didn't believe in the power. Yet, you know, every Sunday he would do his sermon and he would lead the congregation in prayer. A prayer he didn't believe in. He didn't really believe he was talking to God. He didn't believe he was praying to a higher being that could do stuff. So anyway, listening to the Destiny and Garth, I think Garth is his name, debate, it occurred to me, and I could be totally wrong on this, is the Christian in the debate was probably like that preacher. He was trying to sound all intellectual. He was trying to pretend like he was superior. I'm superior because I believe this. But when in truth, he didn't. He doesn't. And Destiny, on the other hand, you know, I'm this atheist. Oh, yeah, that makes me an intellectual superior being. There again, it's about, you know, this idea that somehow if we believe this or that, that somehow makes us superior to the other monkeys on the planet. And the debate, I'm not going to play part of the debate. You can go over to Destiny's channel and listen to it. I don't want to get a copyright thing. And I don't know whether he'd issue one or not. I don't really know. I just don't want to go there. But you can pull his channel up and watch the video if you want to. But both of them, they were both trying to talking mumbo jumbo and try to sound extremely intellectual. And basically, they were talking in circles. They both were doing circular logic. And you cut through the BS. Basically, the Christian guy, or the guy who presented himself as Christian, basically was saying, I believe in God because I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. I believe because I believe. And Destiny was basically saying, well, I don't trust the word of the Bible. I don't trust the preachings that have been handed down through the generations. I don't trust what I've been told. And I don't believe because I don't believe. So the Christian saying, I believe because I believe. And Destiny was basically saying, I don't believe because I don't believe. Here's the thing. I suspect, I could be totally wrong, that Destiny's actually had experiences in his life get beyond the Bible. Actual experiences in his life. Maybe he's known a witch that could do stuff. That so he knows that there is a higher power. There is a higher power in this matrix, this computer type system where we dwell, and that higher power runs things. You can call it, that higher power basically runs the computer system, the computer program. And when you got all these little angels, whether they're working for Lucifer or whether they're working for God, and they're trying to do their little bit, God is the ultimate overseer, and then you've got this sub-computer system, Hades over here, and over in Hades, Lucifer's doing his little thing, and his dominions doing their little thing. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? You either believe or you don't believe. That's what it always comes down to. And you've either got experiences in your life that points to what this world really is, to how the higher powers actually work, or you don't believe. And a lot of the people who pretend to be Christian, they don't really believe. They don't really want to think about it too much. And when they do think about it, they want to put it in circular logic, and they want to put it in pseudo-intellectual terms, and they want to talk in mumbo-jumbo so that the person they're debating will not understand what they're talking about. If I was debating Destiny on does he believe in God, my first question would be, have you ever prayed? Have you ever been in a situation, and whether the prayer took the form of a wish or prayer, have you wished for something? Have you prayed for something? Have you ever been in a situation where you hoped there's a higher power to get you out of that situation? Or somebody that you love's in a situation and you hope and wish and pray to get them out of that situation? Because if that higher self, if it takes over and you actually you try to work your magic. Some of us aren't as powerful as other witches. I mean, we're just not. And but if you've ever resorted to trying to bend the reality that's within this computer type system, and you pray to a higher, to the minions that's doing their little programming, to try to change things a little bit for you. If you've ever done that, on some level, you believe in God, and you kind of believe in Lucifer too. You believe. But often the Christians that pretend to believe the strongest, they really haven't had any experience in their life. They really don't have a clue how this system works. They go back to that childlike Bible story to try to reinforce what they don't really believe, because they haven't had the experiences in their existence. They really haven't. They haven't had the experience, so that when they try to defend what they believe, basically they could just go back to saying, I believe because I believe. But if you actually enter them in true debate, not talking circular mumbo jumbo, if you actually enter them into true debate, just like my grandmother did with that preacher, you learn pretty quick At least some of them. I'm not saying all of them because some of them are good people and they actually have had the experiences. They actually do kind of understand the way the system works. But a lot of them don't. And if you listen to them and you enter them into debate, and like one of the key questions is the power of prayer. If they don't really understand the way prayer works, they don't really believe in God. They don't really believe in the power of Christ. They really don't understand what Christ was. Anyway, I actually enjoyed part of it. I didn't watch all of it because it was just circular, kind of just going over the same stuff and the argument. Destiny's he's kind of fun to watch up to a point, and then beyond that, he's not a PewDiePie. And his videos tend to be longer because he comes from the streaming side of it, where the streamers they do it longer, and so when he's doing just regular videos, they tend to be longer as well. And sometimes I ramble on and I make my videos long too. And I'm not that pretty to look at, so unfortunately, makes me sad.